Shalom Aleichem. This week is Parashat Pinchas, as well as today's Yud Zayin B'Tammuz. We're starting the process of 3 weeks between 17 of Tammuz and 9 of Av. We'll try today to understand the connection between this parasha that we always read in the beginning of these 3 weeks. So the parasha starts with an act of jealousy, of loyalty. Let's say Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron according to the Almighty. He saw the two sinners, Zimri ben Saluk and Kosbi Batsur, committing the sin together. He decided to take action to kill them. And then all the people of Israel were watching what happens and decided to make teshuvah. When they repent to Hashem, Hashem stopped killing them. The plague stopped. There was a healing process of Am Yisrael. Am Yisrael came back to Hashem, and there was peace and good between the Almighty and His people. So Hashem says, I'm going to give Pinchas for generation the peace covenant, Brit Shalom. It's very interesting to see that in the beginning of the parasha, this act of Pinchas, and at the end of Parashat Pinchas, we read all the parshiot of the Jewish holidays. Normally, the second book of Torah in every holiday, we're reading from Parashat Pinchas. And we see that there is a connection. The connection, if I may say, when you want to act something so strong like Pinchas did, you have to be careful. Are you pure-hearted with your love and loyalty to Hashem? That's why you do what you do. You decided to kill 2 human beings. Or maybe it's a little bit of personal anger about them. Maybe you have a very aggressive personality and you express it now. Or think like that. That's not acceptable. That's going to make your action a sin and not a mitzvah. That's why Chazal saying that this is actually the halakha. If someone committing a sin like Zimri did, he deserves to be killed. But no rabbi can tell you and teach you to practice this halakha. Why? Because it's up to you. You have to be very much pure-hearted person to commit something like that. And if you are like Pinchas, and that's why Hashem says, I am going to give him peace covenant, Brit Shalom, because he is pure-hearted. He did it for the sake of a mitzvah only. Then you bring peace between the people of Israel and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then actually you make peace between people, and then actually you give a zchut to the people to enjoy the Jewish holidays. So there is a connection between the beginning of the parasha and the end of the parasha. Also, in the Slichot of Yom Kippur, we says, Rachamana itkarelan zechuteh, the Pinchas Kana. We're asking from HaKadosh Baruch Hu very clearly to remember for us, to give us the credit of the action of Pinchas ben Elazar when he was jealous and loyal to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and he was pure-hearted. However, in this time, the 3 weeks, we have to be extremely careful about practicing only Ahavat Israel, because the Gemara says the first temple was destroyed because Avodah Zarah, Gilui Arayot, Shfichut Damim, idol worship, adultery, and killing. The second Bet HaMikdash was destroyed because of hatred of nothing, Sinat Chinam, to hate your friend with no reason. And the Yerushalmi Omer Shayu Son'im Elu Le'elu, not individual to individual, but a group to a group, according to the Yerushalmi. And unfortunately, we see in our eyes, in our generation, we are split for so many groups. Philosophically, politically, spiritually, in every aspect of life, we have groups, opinions. We have to be careful, Chaz v'shalom, not to carry it to agenda against your friend, but the opposite. We have to look for a way how to bring a bridge, a connection, a compromise between people and people to bring us together, to have Ahavat Israel. And it's a challenge, it's a big question, how to do it. How can we really do it? So first we have to understand, why is that in our generation? Our generation is defined by our sages, the time, the footstep of Mashiach, Aikvota Demshicha. Footstep of Mashiach is like a process when a woman, a mother, has to deliver a baby. She has contractions and pains until the baby is being delivered. The whole world, the whole creation is exactly in the same process now. This is why we see ups and downs, light and darkness, extremes in every aspect of life. because the baby wants to come out and it's a painful process. So we have to understand we're under stress, confusion, under fog. We don't know, we don't see clearly the truth and the false in our life, and we have to struggle to look for HaKadosh Baruch Hu every single day of our life. We have to understand, yet the Torah is telling us, ואהבת לרעך כמוך, אהבת Israel is not just a good things to do, it's a mamash mitzvah. It's not a mitzvah of Hasidut or anything like this. It's a mitzvah. The Torah says, ואהבת לרעך כמוך, you should love your friend just like you love yourself. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu telling us, you have to love every individual from Am Yisrael, not because you know him, not because you respect him based on appreciation of any talent or anything. No, just because he was born a Jewish. ואהבת לרעך כמוך. That's it. Very simple. And if the opposite is not good, אומר הרמב"ם, הלכות דעות, פרק ו', הלכה ג', שצריך every single individual from Am Yisrael has to love his friend, and to have mercy upon your friend, and to save his money from being lost if you can, and do any effort to prevent any damage for your friend. And the Gemara says, Masechet Shabbat, למד א', עמוד א', דהלך שני לחברך לא תעביד. ואמר רבי עקיבא, זה כלל גדול בתורה. Sometimes, some things it's very hard to understand directly, so indirectly, from the negative, we learn about positive, what means, the Gemara is saying, you know what, maybe you don't understand how to practice ve'afta, to love your friend, but for sure you know what you don't like, how you don't like to be treated. So the same things that you don't like to be treated by your friend, don't treat your friend so that will be a channel, that will be a push forward to come to the way that you learn how to look, how to be sensitive to your friend. So also Chazal says, if you really practice this halacha, after love your friend, you avoid yourself from many sins and many mistakes. Obviously you're not going to steal, you're not going to create any damage for him, you're not going to cheat him, you're not going to be masig gvul, take something that actually belongs to him, and so on and so forth. That will save you, that will put you on the right track, to be on the safe way. ואומר ספר החינוך, רבי עקיבא is teaching us שזה כלל גדול, it's a huge concept of the Torah, and that will save you from many trouble, just what it says in the Chinuch Ed, and saying, what the root of this mitzvah? Something beautiful. שלמה המלך is already teaching us, כמי הפנים לפנים, כך לב האדם לאדם. Mean says, the same what you feel to your friend is going to feel to you. So if you're going to treat your friend with love and care, he's going to treat you also with love and care. And we are really creating peace in the world. According to Chinuch, that's the reason, that's the purpose of ואהבת לרעך כמוך. We're changing the world, we make it different. So every person has to ask himself, every single day of his life, what did I do today? Practically, to create more peace, more harmony. What did I help? What act of kindness I did today to my friend? That would be a great question for each one of us to ask ourselves. Why? Because actually, spiritually, we are one unit. We are all the souls, all the neshamot of Am Yisrael, we are really connected. Where? מתחת כיסא הכבוד, under the chair of glory, the honor, chair of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It says very clearly, Likutei Moharan, in the second part, first Torah, it says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the Jewish people with the potential to control angels. And that's the purpose, that's the ultimate purpose, because basically we are higher than the angels. Rabbi Nachman explained, and it's known that Kisei HaKavod, the chair of glory of the Almighty, is from Olam that consider Olam HaBeriah, which is higher spiritually than the angels themselves. Because the angels, because of that, they are jealous in human being. And actually, they didn't even want Moshe Rabbeinu to receive the Torah in Har Sinai. So what did Hashem tell him? Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, don't worry about it. You want to save yourself from the angels? Echos bekisei kevodi. You have to hold my chair. Hold my chair. Why? The question is, why does Moshe Rabbeinu has to hold the chair of glory when he wanted to give the angels such a very logical argument? What did he tell them? Tell them, listen, angels, what the Torah says, respect your father and mother. You do not have physical father and mother. Work 6 days and respect the Shabbat. You don't have any work to do, and so on and so on. Is showing them that the practical aspect of the Torah don't belong to them. So the question is, if the proof is so simple, so logical, what is going to do to hold the chair of glory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? The answer is, according to Likutei Moharan, Hashem wanted Moshe Rabbeinu to connect himself to the roots of souls, of neshamot of Am Yisrael. Because when you are connected to the roots of the souls of Am Yisrael, you are being connected to something very powerful, which is stronger and above the angels even. Because when the angels really criticizing you, they're criticizing your body. But when you show them that your neshama, your soul, that to make your body alive is actually higher than them, by elevating your neshama to the source, to the roots, when it's really, we're all connected, then you are more powerful than angels even. And that's the jealousy of the angels. And that's the reason why they have to give up, and Moshe Rabbeinu could really win against the angels. The key is in our hand. We can make it different. We can create a better world, or we can be much more powerful against our enemies, against all the challenges of this special time in the world history, not only the Jewish history, but the world history that we call footsteps of moshiach. And based on that, we have to understand what it says in David HaMelech in Tehillim, והתבוננת עוד מעט ואין רשע. In a little bit and in a while, David HaMelech is telling us, will be no wicked people in the world. Why? והתבוננת על מקומו ואיננו. You have to practice a certain way, how to look, how to see your friends, and you can eliminate all the evil, all the bad from the world. How? That's another Torah Likutei Moharan, and the first part of Likutei Moharan, Torah Resh Pei Bet, the very norm. This Torah is teaching us how to judge your friend for positive. Well, צריך אדם לדון חברו לכף זכות. You have to judge your friend for positive, even if you think he's completely wicked. Why? Because there is no way in the world, the worst person that has no holy spark, something good that he did, something good within his personality. If you focus on that, you're not cheating anything. Giving a blessing to someone does not mean really creating an illusion or creating something new. Just focusing on the little bit good that he has, empowering it, bringing it up, making it stronger, and then you help your friend really to change. That's exactly the process. אומר, על ידי שמוצאים בו טוב, while you finding a good spark, something positive, you're really taking it from negative to positive for real, because you're thinking the way you see your friend can make a difference. You can make a difference in his life, in your life, in the life of Am Yisrael. Baruch Hashem Le'olam. Amen v'amen. Shabbat Shalom.